What history is the 25,000-year transition zone. Before you enter the zone, you're an animal. After you leave the zone, you're a god. But for 25,000 years, you're kind of an animal and kind of a god.
So artificial intelligence is coming. It's just going to change everything. Whatever you can think of, artificial intelligence will probably change it. And most importantly, it will change the biggest thing in our lives, tabletop RPGs. So in this video, we'll talk about 3 ways in which artificial intelligence will radically change the tabletop RPG experience. So let's get into it.
To Tim and Dolly, give Tim all the resources he normally has and infinite time, and just give Dolly the 10 seconds it usually takes, and then compare the results at the end. Tim, how you feeling about this challenge?
When you say 10 seconds to infinite time, it makes me feel pretty intimidated.
I mean, it's a computer. The 10 seconds is literally just a computing variable, but it's like...
Artificial intelligence on the tabletop RPG art world. TTRPGs rely on art. Art for books, art for character portraits, art for maps, or even art for spells. Currently, the amount of art needed for a TTRPG book relies on hundreds of artists to produce. However, that may not be the case any longer. Thanks to artificial intelligence systems such as DALL-2 by OpenAI or Imagen produced by Google, all art can be made within seconds, any size, any style, with an infinite number of variations. Additionally, if you look at some of the business models coming from DALL-2, there seems to be no copyright issues. You can sell it, modify it, and basically do whatever you want with it. It's yours.
In the not-so-distant future, you'll likely be writing far fewer lines of code than you are today, because artificial intelligence is coming to a VS Code near you. Microsoft, aka GitHub, just announced Copilot yesterday, a tool powered by GPT-3 capable of writing code automatically. All you have to do is write a descriptive function name or some comments, and it will automatically fill in the implementation details for you. And it's not just inserting a snippet, this is actual novel code that has never been seen before. It looks at the code you've already written in your project as context, and attempts to generate new code to match it perfectly. For example, imagine you've written a React component and you now want to write a unit test for it. Just write a comment describing what you want to test, and Copilot will generate the code based on your component and the testing framework that you're using. Or say you want to calculate the number of days between 2 dates. For me, that's an instant Google search, then Stack Overflow copy and paste. With Copilot, all I have to do is write a function name, and it implements the function body for me automatically. If I'm not perfectly happy with the implementation, I can click a button to get the next prediction. Anything that might have brought you to Stack Overflow can be auto-completed in your IDE and custom-tailored to fit your codebase. Developers like to joke about how often they Google things and copy answers from Stack Overflow, so you can only imagine how big of a time saver this is going to be.
So we continue on artificial intelligence's slow march into every facet of the human creative experience. With the ability to create variations on text-based rules. We're already seeing that with both coding and math. For example, we look at a system like Deep Brain, which is able to code pretty well and also solve math problems that many people would struggle to solve. We can easily see this applying to other rule-based things such as spells or character abilities, allowing designers to create an infinite number of both new or remixes of powers that are both incredibly interesting, but also balanced and work correctly for any system they're thrown at.
Leaf pile appears to be concealing something. So you carefully brush away the leaves and notice a crisscross of sticks beneath the leaves concealing a pit. Jamie, if it was he who made the tracks, apparently spotted the trap and skirted around it.
I carefully climb over the pit.
Lita, please make an athletics roll.
I rolled a 15.
Lena, is that a pit? Can you check for traps?
I give a wary eye to the pit. I will check for traps.
Well done, you make it past the pit.
Artificial intelligence for playing games. We talked about artificial intelligence systems assisting in the presentation or even the design of tabletop games. But let's talk about artificial intelligence both playing and running them. Of course, this doesn't spark the feeling of something new, as we've been playing RPG games for a while. But what could this souped-up version of artificial intelligence add to the tabletop RPG experience that isn't just what we have from a video game? Well, it turns out a lot. First, look at the AI Dungeon game. Released by Voyage AI, A.I Dungeon allows players to play a text-based role-playing session with the artificial intelligence. Based on whatever prompts and ideas, AI will describe the scene and the world through text and now 2D images as well, as the player describes how they navigate through it. Additionally, artificial intelligence can become our party members. There's a cool experiment done by Lita AI. GTP3, a artificial intelligence system created by OpenAI, roleplays alongside other players in a Dungeons & Dragons game. Overall, I think we can see this stuff will greatly change everything we do and everything we do in the tabletop role-playing space. To be optimistic, I think this is a good thing. It will eventually enable people to make better art, make better systems, and ultimately lead us to enjoying better games. But I would like to know what you think in the comments below. Do you think this is something that's gonna be good or bad? And what do you think about AI in general? Lastly, if you enjoy this content, please give it a like or maybe a subscribe. It helps so I can keep doing this. Hope see you later.